Offit, the director of Vaccine Education Center at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, also on the committee of experts advising the FDA on boosters. Dr. Can't thank you enough for your time. It's good to see you again. You were among the experts who voted no for boosters, people age 16 and older. If you could help our audience understand why yours was a no vote.
Well, I think what we were being asked to do in part was to do what Israel was doing, which is to just offer the vaccine generally for people over 16 years of age. But the data that are generated in Israel, we think, are at variance with the data that have been generated in the United States. We've had a number of studies done here showing that the vaccine protection against severe disease holds up. It's held up through the Delta variant. It's held up for all age groups. So protection against serious disease is still excellent with the vaccines that we use here. Secondly, we wanted to test the water with 1 foot. I think, if you have a problem, which is in this case, that there is a waning of immunity, and you have a solution, which is in this case a booster dose, why don't we just target initially the people who are most likely to benefit, which are, as Meg said, those over 65, those who have certain health conditions that puts them at high risk, or those who are at highest risk of catching the virus because of the nature of their job.
Just so that we're clear, there is no indication that taking a booster, a second shot of J&J or a third of Pfizer or Moderna, there's no indication that that would be of any physical danger to anyone, right? It's not like that could have a side effect. Those things have been studied, and that's not the case. Am I correct or no?
Well, I think you have to be open-minded to these things. I mean,
Right.
when we did the original trial, say with Pfizer and Moderna, which were, variously 40,000 to 30,000 people big, I mean, there was no prediction that this was going to cause myocarditis, meaning inflammation of the heart muscle. That was only found out when you vaccinated millions of people. We have an excellent database for 2 doses, but we don't have a big database for 3 doses. I mean, the Pfizer data that was submitted involved 306 people. So I think you have to be careful with this. And if you're arguing that the benefit, say, for a healthy 16 or 17-year-old right now is small, then the risk-benefit ratio changes. So that's why we're proceeding carefully. But remember, the FDA is a regulatory body. It's not an advisory. It essentially makes recommendations. That's going to be the CDC within the next week.
The elephant in the room, I have to address it. The elephant in the room is the White House says, we want to give these boosters to everybody. And now the experts, he got ahead of you, and now you're on 2 different pages. I know that this isn't a political thing for you or me, or it shouldn't be for anybody else, but all of a sudden, here we are.
I think the system eventually worked. I mean, eventually it went to the FDA, and it's going to go to the CDC, and I think people are going to have clear recommendations for next week. But you're right. I think that when the Biden administration announced a date and a plan without going through the normal process of vetting it through the FDA and CDC, I think they did get ahead of themselves.
Yeah, without, as they say, following the science. Dr. Offit, as always, thank you for all you do for all of us. It's good to see you.